Good afternoon, students.
Good afternoon, sir.
Let, let's start the class. In the previous lecture, we have studied about the NWCF method of transportation. Okay, and today's lecture, we will see the solution of least cost method. That how we will solve the transportation problem by least cost method. This is also called matrix minima method. MATR. Matrix minima method. Yes. Okay. So there are some steps to solve the least cost method. Those are given here. First, we will go through by these steps. After that, we will solve a numerical problem. Okay. So the allocation according to this method is very useful as it takes into consideration the lowest cost and therefore reduce the computation as well as the amount of time necessary to arrive at the optimal solution. When I told you in the previous question that was from the NWCM, so in that problem, we have first allocate the left upper corner, that was left upper corner of the problem, and in this method we have to allocate that have least cost among the all the cells. Okay, so in step first in step first we will select the cell with the lowest transportation cost among all the rows or column of the transportation table. Okay, means we will see the all unit cost of the table, and which cell has the minimum cost we will allocate on that cell first according to the our demand and supply. Okay, if the minimum cost is not unique, then select arbitrary any cell with the minimum with this minimum cost. Sometimes it happen that if the unit cost is not unique, means there is uh, some another cost is equal to that minimum cost. Okay, so we will select arbitrary, but I'll tell you something else that could be more helpful for you. Okay, so we will select the minimum cost in the cells. Now, allocate as many units as possible to the cell determined in step 1 and eliminate that row or column in which either supply is exhausted or demand is satisfied. It means we will allocate according to the our demand or supply. It means which one is minimum. If demand will be minimum, so we will allocate that quantity to that cell which has minimum unit cost. And if supply is minimum rather than the your demand, so we will allocate that quantity of supply. Okay, so let us see an example to solve this problem. Here is the problem is given here. Okay, I have shared my screen. So here is a problem where there is three factories, A, B, and C. These are three factories, P, Q, S, T. Let's change it, R and S. I think this will be R and S. PQRS. These are the four warehouses. Okay. Now we have to solve this transportation problem by least cost method or matrix minima method. So First of all, we will check our supply and demand. So how many supply? Factory A can supply 100 unit, factory B can supply 125 unit, and factory C can supply 75 units. And the demand of warehouse P is 120 units, demand of warehouse Q is 80 units, and demand of R is 75 units. Okay, and demand of S is 25 units. So these are the demand and supply. So let's check either demand or supply is equal or not. So we will add these values 100 plus 125 plus 75. So 100 plus 125, that is 225, plus 75, that is 300. Okay, here 120 plus 80, that is 200, plus 75, 275, plus 25, so that is 275 plus 25, that is 300. So we will write down here 300. Okay, so this transportation problem is balanced. When demand and supplies are equal, so we can say that the problem is balanced. Okay, now we have to allocate the quantities according to our demand and supply. So let us see in total table. This is our first row A, second row B, and third row C. First column P, second column Q, third column R, and fourth column S. Okay. So among all these unit costs, that is this, I am selecting this 334142421532, which unit cost is minimum. So here we have two cell that have minimum unit cost. The first one is this, and the second one is this. That is this cell, A factory with S column, AS, that is has 1. So this have minimum cost. Okay, and CP, C row and P column, it has also 1. So here elements are tie, means there are tie unit cost with two cells, AS and CP. So here we have to allocate. Actually, we can allocate arbitrary either AS or CP, but sometimes we have to reduce our cost. So which is minimum between these two? Which is minimum between these two? So we will allocate that cell first. Let us check in this row A and column S. Supply is 100. Okay, demand is 25. Okay, so which one is minimum? 25. And let us check in CP. Supply is 75 and demand is 120. So between these two cells, which one is minimum? This 20. Okay, 25 is minimum. So we will allocate first in this cell, that is by factory A to warehouse S. Okay, so I will draw a circle and write down 25 . This is not writing here. How to write it? $25. Let's delete it and draw a text box. Let us see, is it applicable or not. Draw a text box. Okay, this 25. I have allocated 25 to warehouse S by the factory A. Okay, I have allocated 25 units to the warehouse S. Now, the demand of S warehouse is exhausted now. Means the demand of warehouse S has been fulfilled. So what we will do? We will cross it. We will cross it. Okay. So I draw a line vertically from the warehouse S. So let's draw a line. This. I have draw a line from the warehouse S. Okay. Uh, let's. I am taking the line. Okay, this. I have draw a line this. So the demand of warehouse S is exhausted now. But after giving the 25 units, after giving the 25 units, how many units are left with? How many units left with? Factory A. That will be 75. Okay. So we will write down 75 here. Okay. 75 units are still left with factory A. Now, in the remaining cells, again we will check the minimum cost. The minimum unit cost we will again check. Okay. So let us see this. Now only this single one is has minimum unit cost. So how many units can we allocate in this cell? Now P is the warehouse which has minimum unit cost, and the demand of warehouse P is 120, but it can be fulfilled by first factory C, and the factory C can supply 75 units. Okay, so we will allocate this 75 units to the warehouse P. Okay, warehouse P. So I am copying a paste this requirement of to the warehouse P from the C. Okay, write down. I have written here. Corrected 75. Okay, I have allocated 75 units to the warehouse from the factory C to warehouse P. Now, since the factory C has supplied all the units to P, so we will draw a vertical line. Means the supply of factory C has exhausted now. So we will draw a vertical line. We will draw a vertical line from C. Sorry, horizontal line from C. Okay. So I am draw a line from C to this. I have draw a line this. Okay. I have got it. So the factory C has given all the units to P. I am making bold the line this. Okay. So the supply of factory C is exhausted now. But after giving the 75 units to the P, how many units are required for P now? So since the P have got 75 units, so how many units are left with how many units are requirement for the P? 120 minus 75. Okay, so how many? That is 5 and 4. 45 units are left with P. Means the requirement of P is still 45 units. Okay. Now, again check in the remaining cells which cost is minimum. Let us see. The one thing more, we will not see the cost which have already exhausted or we have already fulfilled. So since the demand of S is completed now, so we will not check in S. Now, since factory C has already supplied all the units, so we will not see in the factory C. We will see in the remaining cells. So now in the remaining cells, which cost is minimum? So let us see this 2. This 2 is minimum cost among the left cells because here 3 in AP, in AQ the cost is 3, in AR cost is 4, in BP cost is 4, in BQ cost is 2, and BR the cost is 4. So this 2 is minimum. So let us see, corresponding to this cell, the factory B can supply 125 units and the requirement of warehouse Q is 80 units. So between the 125 and 80, which one is less? So generally 80 is less. So we will draw a box in which we will write down 80. Okay, so I have allocated 80 units to warehouse PQ from the factory B. Okay, I have allocated 80 units to warehouse Q from the factory B. After allocating this, the demand of Q has exhausted now. So we will draw a vertical line from Q. That's why the demand of Q is exhausted now. So I am drawing a vertical line from the Q. This is the vertical line that I have drawn. Okay, but after giving the 80 units to the Q, how many units are left with factory B? So we will reduce 80 units from the 125 units because initially a factory B has 125 units and it has given 80 units to the warehouse Q. So how many units are left? 125 minus 80, that is 45. Okay, now again see in the remaining cells. So how many cells are left? Only 4. This 3, 4, 4 and 4. So among from the left cells, which cost is minimum? So let us see here. 3 is minimum. 3 is minimum cost. Okay, so we will assign the unit to warehouse P from A. And how many units A have? 75 units. The factory A still has 75 units and the requirement of P is only 45 units. So how much we can give him? We will give 45 units to the we will give 45 units from A to P. So I'm drawing a box in which we will assign 45 units. I have given 45 units to warehouse B. This, okay. Now, after giving the 45 units, the uh, demand of P is exhausted now. Okay, the demand of P is exhausting now. So we will draw a vertical line from P. Okay, so this vertical line I have drawn from P. Why? Because the demand of P is exhausted now. But after giving the 45 units, how many units are left in factory A? So it has previously 75 units and factory A has given 45 units. So how many units are left? 30 equal to 30. Okay. Now, let us check how many cells are left now. These two, which has warehouse R 4 and 4. So in this 4, factory A can supply only 30 units. But the demand for warehouse R is 75 units and factory B can supply only 45 units. But the demand of R is 75 units. So between all these, which one is minimum? This is 30. This 30 is minimum. So we will allocate 30 units from factory A to warehouse R. So I will draw a box in which I will assign 30 units from factory A to warehouse R. These 30 units I have given from factory A to R. Okay. So after giving these 30 units, how many units are left with A? None. It means the supply of factory A is exhausted now. So we will draw a horizontal line. We will draw a horizontal line from A. Okay. So I have draw this horizontal line from A. So this is a horizontal line. Now, okay. After giving the 30 units from A to R, how many requirements are left of warehouse R? Only 45 units. Okay. So after this, uh, since R has got 30 units, so we will cross this 75 and we will write here 45 units because the requirement of 30 units is already fulfilled by factory A. Now, how many cells are left? Only one cell, that is BR. So requirement of warehouse R is still 45 units. The requirement of warehouse R is 45 units and the factory B has still 45 units. Okay. So supply and demand are equal here. So we will allocate this 45 unit to the warehouse R from factory B. Okay. So I have assigned 45 units. 45 units to warehouse R from factory B. Now let's check all the allocation has completed, or you can say that all the demands and supply has fulfilled. So we will cross the demand of warehouse R vertically since the demand of R is fulfilled now, and the B have also exhausted his supply units. So we will also draw a horizontal line from B. Okay. So I have drawn this line. Okay. So now we are looking that all the demand and supplies of warehouses are fulfilled and the factories have given all the units to warehouses. Now we have to find the initial feasible solution. Okay, so what we have to do, we will multiply all these per unit cost with the units that we have given to particular warehouse from particular factories. So let us see here. Okay, let's say 3 units, 3 is per unit cost from A to P, and how many units are given to P? 45. Okay, so 45 into 3. Okay, this is cost for A to P plus how many units are given to R? 30 units, and per unit cost is your 4. So 30 into 4. Okay, and anything else? Yes, the warehouse S got 25 units and per unit cost is 1. Okay, so plus 25 into 1. Again, this has no cost. This warehouse Q have 80 units. So plus 80 into, and what is the per unit cost? The per unit cost is 2. So we will multiply by 2. Okay. Again, plus warehouse R has 45 units. And so we will multiply 45 units. What is the per unit cost? The per unit cost is 4. So we will multiply by 4. Again, anything else? Yes. Warehouse P have 75 units, and so we will multiply, add 75 units, and the per unit cost for 75 unit is 1. So we will multiply by 1. Okay. Anything else is left? No. Is there any cell or column is left with allocation? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There are 6 allocations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 multiplication. Again, we will add these multiplications. Okay, so equal to 45 into 3, 135. Okay, plus 30 into 4, 120, plus 25 into 1, 25 into 1, 25. 25 into 1, that is 25, plus 80 into 2, 160, plus 45 into 4, how much? 180. Okay, plus 75 into 1, how much? 75. So we have these cost. Now again we will add all these costs. After adding these costs, how much will become? 135 plus 120. How much? 255. 255 plus 25. 280. 280 plus 160. 280 plus 160, that is 340. Okay, that is, if you are not getting this, so we can apply this in formula. Simply we will add here. So how much cost are here? 135, 120, 25. 135, 120, 25. 135, 120, 25, and 160, 180, 75. 160, 180, 75. 160, 180, and 75. So these are the costs associated with our problem. So let's add all these costs. How much will become? I'm adding all these. So 695. Okay, 695. 695 is your total cost. This is called your initial feasible solution. Okay. So from the least cost method, now I have already told you NWCM method. Okay. So you have to apply in this method also both. Means you have to apply NWCM method as well as LCM method, that is least cost method. And after applying both of these, then you have to check which has minimum transportation cost. Okay, you have to check which has minimum transportation cost. Now this is the case when the balance. Now let us see one more example with this LCM method. uh, we will try to solve it. Here a table is given here in which 7, 6, 9. I think if you have remember, I told you NWCM method. Let's this. Okay, I think this was not. I'm showing you. Yeah, this was the NWCM method. Okay, so in this I have told you n numerical. A numerical I have told you that was this. So after applying the NWCM method, the transportation cost was come this, that was 462. Okay, 462. Now in the similar example, we will apply the LCM method. Let us check here. This is the answer of NWCM method. Okay, this is the answer is given here. IBFS is 462. Initial feasible solution is 462. Now, and this is your table. 769 supply 20, 573 supply 28, 458 supply 17, and demand 21, 25, 19, and the total of 65. Now we will apply the least cost method in this example, in which we have already applied NWCM method, and after applying the NWCM method, we have got the its IBFS, that was 462. Now after applying the least cost method, let us check here. According to the LCM method, we have find the initial basic feasible solution is rupees 300. Let us check. First of all, which cost is minimum between the 769, 573, 458? So this 3 is minimum. Okay. In this 3, the demand was how much? 19. And plant P2 can supply 28 units. So we will allocate 19 in this first. So how many units will be left with plant P2? That will be 9. So we have written 9 here. Okay. Again, when this has been exhausted now. Okay. So again check which one is minimum, that is this 4. So how many units can be allocated in this? In this cell we can allocate 17 units because the requirement of W1 is 21, but the plant P3 can supply only 17 units. Okay, so we will allocate 17 to the here. Now the supply of plant P3 has exhausted now, so we will cross here. So here 0 is written. Okay, also how many requirements are left here? 4. So it means 3 and 4. These 2 units have allocated. Now, after in these, now we have to see which cell has minimum cost. Okay, so let us see 5. 5 is minimum. So here there is 2 5. One is P2W1 and the one is P3W2. But in between the both of these, which one has minimum allocation? So that will be 4 because the requirement of W1 is 4. So we will allocate 4 here. Okay. So the demand of W1 will be exhausted. Okay. 3 cells are allocated now. How? 5, 3 and 4. So after exhausting the demand of W1, how many units are left with P2? 5 units, because after giving the 9 units we have, after giving the 19 units we have 9 units, but now from the 9 units we have allocated 4 units to W1. So how many units are left with? 5 units. Okay, again we will see in which cell is requirement. So since the plant P3 has already exhausted, so this row will be cancelled out. So now the remaining cells are 7, 6 and 9. So which one is minimum? That will be 6. So how much can we allocate him? That is between the 20 and 25. So which one is less? 20. So we will allocate to the W2 20 units. So after giving the 20 units, the supply of plant P1 will be exhausted. That's why 0 is written here. And how many units are required now for W2? After taking the 20 units, the requirement of W2 will be 5. And this plant P2 has 5 units. Okay, so we will allocate, only this cell is remaining, so we will allocate all the 5 units to the warehouse W2 from the plant P2. So these are the allocation which has allocated from the plant to warehouses. Now all the located or given units will be multiplied by per unit cost. So the first allocation is this 6 into 20. So here we have written here 20 into 6. The second one is 5 into 4. So I think this is written here wrong. That should be 5. Oh, 4 is missing here. 4 into 5. Again 7 into 5. So this is 5 into 7. Again 19 into 3. So this is 19 into 3. Plus 4 into 17. So 17 into 4. So after multiplying and adding, the cost will be 300. So now check it. When we have solved similar example by the NWC method, then the cost, total transportation cost was 462. Now, after solving the same problem by the least cost method, the transportation cost is 300. So this is written here. This total cost is less than the total cost obtained by NWCM. Okay. So we can see that here the cost which is associated with your NWCM and LCM method. So LCM method is more suitable from the NWCM, which reduces our cost. Okay. So I think you have got this process now clearly. If someone has any query, so you can ask now. If someone has any query related to the problem is already written here. If any steps or any process is not clear, so you can ask. Yeah, one thing more. All these problems that we are solving are balanced problem. Okay. After after teaching the WHAM method, I will take one example in which I will apply all these three methods. Okay. I will apply all these three methods in a single example. After that, I will tell you an unbalanced problem applying all these problems, all these three methods. Actually, I am telling now in different situations. But when all three methods will be completed, so before the teaching the optimality, I will tell you two more things. That will be one unbalanced problem, and I will apply all three methods in a single example. So this is your total transportation cost by LCM method. Okay. So if someone has any problem, so you can ask any query by anyone. All the candidates have written their name in the chat section. Let us check. Sachin, Jayesh, Samir, Neha, Ria, Narayan, Prakhar, and take it here. Narayan, Neha, Prakhar, Ritik, Ritik and Ria. Please write down your name. And Sachin, Samir, Santanu. Santanu already has written here. Okay. So if there is no problem, let's ask something else. किसी की अगर समझ में ना आ रहा हो तो मैं एक बार इसको एक्सप्लेन कर दूं. चलिए, I can understand. Let's first. Oh, sorry.